One of the assignments that you'll be working on for social studies is the Phoenician Trading Empire map. As you can see, this map shows the Phoenician Trading Empire, which is titled here. It has a key, a compass rose, and a scale, along with latitude and longitude lines. This is the map that we are going to use when we talk about the Phoenicians. The first page has two paragraphs that provide some background information about the Phoenicians. You can read this on your own, but the main things to know are that the Phoenicians lived near the Mediterranean Sea. It was in the same general time period as the rest of Mesopotamia, but unlike living next to the Tigris River or the Euphrates River, the Phoenicians didn't have good growing land. They weren't able to grow many crops there, and because of that, they also couldn't have a farm with many animals. There was a steep band of mountains on one side of them and the Mediterranean Sea on the other side. The resource they did have was cedar, and cedar was great for building furniture and building ships, and the Phoenicians were considered great sailors, and they sailed throughout the Mediterranean Sea, colonizing different areas, especially areas where they found valuable resources. So, as you take a look at some of the questions, you'll notice that some talk about some of the symbols on your map, which you'll find in your key. Some talk about the different places. They might name a place as a city, colony, or a port. Those are all usually represented by this solid dot in the key. And they also mention some of the islands in the Mediterranean Sea. So you'll be looking through the Mediterranean for any island which is surrounded by water on all sides. And some of these islands have ports, which is a city that the ships would sail to and from. There's also other symbols in the map key, including grain, lead, ivory, and timber. Those will all be used in your map questions. One of the things to note is that when you look at your latitude and longitude lines, some of the coordinates that you are given are approximations. They are not going to be exactly on the lines that are drawn on the map. For example, instead of saying 30 degrees north, because there's a nice solid line where 30 degrees north is, something might be at 37 degrees north. So I would have to approximate where would 37 degrees north fall between 30 and 40, which are labeled. So I would give an approximate where 37 might land, and it would obviously tell you some sort of longitude line as well, which are labeled at the bottom of the page. 0 degrees all the way to 30 degrees east. The Phoenician homeland, this is where the Phoenicians started. It's a green color. It shows the symbol for timber. This is the section furthest east. There are 4 cities in this section, and then it goes all the way through the Mediterranean Sea, stopping at various places. This gray area shows the Phoenician colonization along the way, all the way to the edge of this map to the west. If you have questions while you are working on this map, please let me know, and I will be able to help you with them.